Do you mind if I ask what is actually happening here?
Everything is happening.
I understand you got a time traveler back here trying to find his or her way home.
There's a bunch of time travelers present here. Unfortunately, time traveling is illegal in the future.
No! Hee-ha happening! Hee-ha happening! Hee-ha happening! So welcome back to the final episode of the Shite Guide to Provo, an unofficial documentary series unraveling Amsterdam's counterculture revolution of the 1960s. So if you've just stumbled upon this video, then fuck off back to the start. You got 12 previous episodes explaining the bizarre rise of the anarchistic provocateurs who changed Amsterdam forever when they attacked the monarchy, the media, the sickening middle classes and the bureaucratic forces of law and order. If you've been following this journey all along, then you'll remember that the last chapter dealt with the biggest riots of the century when the Netherlands had been primed by the guerrilla street tactics of Provo and society was set alight by the police repression that descended on Amsterdam in order to contain these goofy enemies of the state who had become an existential threat to the capitalistic system. Well, all good things must come to an end, and Provo became a victim of its own success and failure. So join me one last time for a jaunt around Amsterdam as we dive back to the mid-60s to attend the funeral of Provo. Ooh, there goes the neighborhood, here come the Provos. Working for the man is a no-no, staying on the low-low, playing with the po-po. When you're with the crew, you're never gonna roll solo. Ooh, there goes the neighborhood, here come the Provos, trying to give the world back its mojo. The people with no hope need to go loco. Here come the Provos to fuck up the whole show.
This is a Provo thing.
The riots of June 14th, 1966 were a somewhat confusing event for Provo. They were simultaneously a victory and a failure, as they had demonstrated both, the angst of the populace while showcasing the violence inherent to the state. But they'd also gone against Provo's key tenet of non-violent protest. But the protest hadn't really been sparked by Provo, who were anarchists, but rather by the communist working class in a city that was primed for explosion because of Provo's continuous antics. So it's all a muddled affair. I muddled the word muddled. That shows you how muddled it is. Either way, Provo as a movement was at its zenith, and it will be all downhill from here. I've been to the mountain top and I had to stop, cause it was just a load of cunts taking selfies. Just a load of cunts, just a load of cunts. Provo had continued its antics throughout 1966 and into 67, but the counterculture revolution that they had set off began to be overtaken by, its own momentum, and Provo was overtaken by the rapidly rising tide of a general counterculture that was sweeping across the Western world. I got a feeling everything is gonna be alright if we just stick together when we hit the streets and fight. Cause I've been feeling for my life to have a meaning. I must try to help the people until everybody's equal. Everybody out in the streets, everybody getting down to the sound of the freaky people. Everybody feeling sweet in the town for the meet and greet. It's happening! Everybody out in the streets, everybody getting down in the town where a crowd is illegal. Everybody feeling sweet in the town for the meet and greet. It's happening! It's important to keep in mind what had inspired the Provos originally. Before they began their Dada-esque street actions, Amsterdam was like most of Europe. A grey world living in the shadow of the largest war in history, with rubble still lying undisturbed in cities all across Europe. It was a mere 20 years on since World War II, and the continent was ran by a traumatized generation who had witnessed the industrial-scale murder of tens of millions. Empires had fallen, societies destroyed, nuclear weapons were unleashed by sick men. And there was, of course, the Holocaust. In World War II, 10% of Amsterdam, almost the entire Jewish population, had been handed over to the Nazis to be burned in the chimneys of Eastern Europe. The incinerated ashes of 11 million Jews, homosexuals, gypsies, communists, socialists and the disabled were scattered by the wind and still hung in the air. After World War II, many people had recognised our total failure as a society, and new ideas were being whipped out like Mickeys at a stag party. Against this backdrop, a young group of wacky wizards, anarchists and band of bombers had come together every Saturday at a small statue, and they set a fire that quickly spread all across Europe, enlivening the youth to a more colourful future and terrifying their parents. And then, when thousands of American soldiers who had been based in Germany came to this promised land, they took their ideas back to America and helped spark off the hippie movement, turning San Francisco into another Amsterdam. The hippies famously ended their movement by holding a funeral in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco during the infamous 1967 Summer of Love. But they had of course been inspired by the previous funeral of Provo, which happened the previous year. After the happening originated in New York and reached the Netherlands in the early 60s, sparking off the Provo Revolution, the planetary pendulum swung yet again, and Americans returning from Amsterdam brought the ideals of Provo and helped spark off the hippie revolution. The youth movements of the Western world caused upheaval wherever they took root.
I understand what it is. You're a guest in Holland. You have to go out, you have to go to Russia.
Why do you shout? It's really not necessary.
The biggest results of the June riots were the removal of Provo's two biggest enemies, Police Chief Van der Molen and Mayor Van Hal. Now, Provo certainly hadn't succeeded in creating a utopian paradise of freedom, but they had created positive change and they had outlasted their nemesis. 2 days after Mayor Van Hal fell, Provo held their funeral. Vondelpark, the juiciest park in Amsterdam, the paradise of smokers, jokers and midnight tokers. Vondelpark, I like to have a fondle in Vondelpark. Vondelpark, I like to have a fondle in Vondelpark. Vondelpark, I like to have a fondle in Vondelpark. I like to have a fondle in Vondelpark. This area here was once called Speaker's Corner, and it was the scene of the last official Provo happening of 1967, and it was basically their own funeral. So the Provos felt that the mystique had left the movement, which was built on its unpredictable actions that had kept society and the law on the back foot. And so, to continue the fight against mindless consumerism, disbanding the entire movement to start new projects was seen as the best course of action.
Wie is daar? Oh, ik zie het al. Televisie. Komt u voor de Provo Liquidatiecommissie?
Oh, everybody in together, let me send a letter home. Tell them I am not an island, I'm an archipelago. If you're coming to the protest, then you better go. If you want something better let a fella know. I think this shite is getting spicy. Think this night is getting lively. Think the mayor will decry me. Think reporters wanna find me. Think those popo wanna fight me. Think those canine wanna bite me. Think those police wanna bash me. But they'll have to fucking catch me. Everybody out in the streets, everybody getting down to the sound of the freaky beat. Everybody feeling sweet in the town for the meet and greet. It's happening. Everybody out in the streets, everybody getting down in a town where a crowd is illegal. Everybody feeling sweet in the town for the meet and greet. It's happening. In this area, hundreds of Provos and hip fuckers had thronged the park to hear speeches and witness the mad ramblings and nonsensical actions taking place. And so, with an ironic whimper, Provo as a movement had ceased to exist, but the fires they set would continue to burn and spread throughout the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and beyond. And it all went down right here.
It's a happening!
Sadly, Provo didn't set off the societal revolution they had planned, but they had radicalised the youth to the cause of women's rights, gay rights, anti-racism and anti-colonialism, squatting, cycling and puffing the herb. And they had given them the tools to protest and to print their manifestos, attacking the capitalist world.
What had began in 1965 when the anti-smoking magician Robert Jasper made a prophecy that class will come, came to pass by 1967. His prophecy meant that all of the wandering youth of the western concrete jungles would descend on Amsterdam and turn it into their playground as news of the Provo's shenanigans spread throughout the world. Thousands of hip motherfuckers heard the call, quit their jobs and floated in, and they slept on Dam Square and looked for utopia in Vondelpark. Amsterdam, against all odds, had become the centre of world counterculture for many years to come, and its name was now permanently etched on the lips of weirdos all around this bananas planet.
While this may be the last episode in this series, I'm not sure if this is the end or just the beginning. Hee-haw happening! Hee-haw happening! Hee-haw happening! So we're back where it all began, on the Spou, the birthplace of the Provo movement. And earlier today I got a message, a cryptic clue saying that there might be something happening at the Spou tonight. Lo and fucking behold, there's a happening. So let's check it out, huh?
Oh man, I touched down bang in Amsterdam in the year of 1965, 66, feeling fine in the mix with a spliff up in my lips, and I skipped through the city on my getaway sticks. There were preachers and students and groovy amusements, the city at the center of a worldwide movement. Running in the alley, sunning in the square, there was smoke at the rally, there was something in the air, and then that's the sound of the police sticking feet on the ground on the beat around the town. And then that's the sound of the police. See, the siren is pounding, the hound and the sheep, and it was anarchy. Gonna be some trouble tonight, yeah, anarchy. We're gonna bust your bubble tonight. Anarchy, gonna be some trouble tonight. There'll be some rubble chucking motherfucking trouble tonight.
Okay, so things are moving fast here. There's a young lady here interviewing an orca. The crowd have just come and stamped a replica of the Titan submersible to death, calling for the death and murder of billionaires. It's all pretty above board. The coppadoodle news have started gathering, the vicious vultures that they are. If I understood Dutch, I would have probably cheered there as well at the same time. Oh, bedankt.
New Babylon, New Babylon. Utopian hope is a paragon. Humanity hanging on, burning the Amazon. The whole planet living in the shadow of the atom bomb. New Babylon, break the shackles attached to the pantheon. I am not an automaton, I am a vagabond. Sprint to your death or get ready for the marathon.
Very distressing scenes that are happening. The police behind me have been attacked by an orca whale, and they in turn attacked the orca. It's very, very sad stuff. The orca is still alive and kicking. I'm going to stay here and make sure this doesn't spiral out of control. The lads are currently singing about fuck the police, but not the regular police. It's strictly the time police. So apparently this group are afraid of time traveling police. So yeah, hopefully none show up here. I've just been speaking with this freaky character here off camera. I've been informed this is actually a time traveler, and he or she is actually not aware where he or she has landed. So they're basically trying to find their way home. All they know is that the time police have started rocking up. And we just hope there isn't going to be any shenanigans that are happening. Do you mind if I ask what is actually happening here?
Everything is happening.
A happening is a happening is a happening is a happening is a happening. Everything is happening.
Everything is happening.
I understand you got a time traveler back here trying to find his or her way home.
There's a bunch of time travelers present here. Unfortunately, time traveling is illegal in the future.
No!
And we can't disclose them. But they are present at this very moment doing some sedition.
Sedition?
Sedition. Opruiing for the Dutch people.
This is very frightening information. Thank you so much.
Sedition.
All totally regular stuff here. Yeah! Yeah!
Go, 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 go!
Very, very inspiring scenes, really. I think we can all understand what's happening here.
The doctor can see you now. The doctor can see you now. The doctor can see you now. The doctor can see you now.
Sorry?
Is this you?
Is this me?
Yeah.
Gorgeous, pansexual time traveler looking for some fun, but this could be me. Oh shit.
I'm open-minded. I've been on the run from the time police for a while.
You've been on the run from the time police for how long?
I can't remember.
Oh shit.
Like, I lost track. Like, I just started with doing like small jumps so I would never be late.
Yeah.
Because like, I was always late. And then it kind of escalated. Yeah.
And you've no idea when you are now?
No. No.
We need to get you some help.
Future is now!
Time traveler here has no idea where they are, man. When they are. When?
I know where I am. This is Spau, right? Liepece.
This is the Spau for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it's sadness intertwined with happiness. You know, we got time travelers here, no idea when they are. They know where they are, just not when.
What are we here for? The prophecy. What are we going to do
The prophecy thing. What are we gonna retrieve? The prophecy, I think, I hope.
Who's that there looming up on the horizon? A million opinions, a billion disguises. Leading the blind, he's free and he's wild and he's wise. He's mad in the eyes and he's sad when he smiles. Spectacular, driving the tribe with beguiling vernacular. Okay, near, I hope that's clear. Let me introduce you to the Rogue Mechir.
So now in a homage to Robert Jasper Grootveld, people are taking out their cigarettes and making a dirty, smoky offer to the gods of capitalism and nicotine. I'm gonna roll up a little spliff, I think.
He's the hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. The hitman.
You know, I'm just an exhibitionist. I'm just an exhibitionist of my own addiction, for instance. Where are the cigarettes? I never buy cigarettes. Never buy them. I smoke them from my neighbor addictions. From the other nicotinists. From the other addicts, I ask them and they give to me.
At first I wasn't able to believe, but I'm beginning to. He tore down and burned every pillar I was clinging to. Slapping on the war paint and wondering what will he do. He's coming down the chimney and he's fucking up the living room. Where the field, he's the plow. Life's a circus and he's the clown. He's a king without a crown. He's the hippest man in town. And the shit is going down in the middle of the spow. He's the hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. The weird and the willing, the hero, the villain. The hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. He's the hitman, the happener. The ripples and feeding the faithful with loaves and the fishing.
So as the police move off and the sun goes down on the spout and the happening runs out of steam, I think this is as good as time as ever to shut down the documentary and to say goodbye to the Shite guy, to Provo's, but apparently hello to the new Provo's. So I think I'm going to go over and listen to Cyborg Bob Dylan, which is his name, sing about the prophecy. And yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, become a fucking Provo.
Goodbye, Amsterdam. Goodbye.
Change your diet, eat the rich!